Make the rest of the analysts go missing. In the UFL, how them amateurs all limping. We so sick with the blitzing. Break down defense quicker than a weak immune system. Rose G, my boys are real. Pancaked over the middle. Yeah, I hopped on the field. Who wanna get hurt now? Cause you can make it past the line of scrimmage, but you still gonna be the first down. With my team submerging, you got a better chance making a 4th and 40-yard conversion. Explosion on the team, UFL was the lead. J Mike close behind the scene.
Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. This is week 7. I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
We're here to give y'all a lot of football. Teams getting ready for the playoffs. Guys stepping in line to get their awards for offensive, defensive, etc. You know, and I think right now is the exciting part of the season. It's when you get to the nitty gritty. You get down to money time. This is when you cash in that check and you go and play football. This is the best time of the year that we love.
I mean, now everything is starting to fall into place. We know who's going to be where towards the end of the season. Who we have an idea of who may go to the playoffs, who may not go to the playoffs, who's leading in standings, where all the stats is going, who's going to win these awards. This is when whatever you do matters and whatever you don't do matter. Because we're taking account everything that's going on henceforth, and this is a crucial time for everybody to step up and do what they got to do.
Not much more to say than that. We got Evo and Ball So Hard. Evo's coming in off of a big loss to MV. They're 3-3. Ball So Hard coming off of a big win against Underrated. Down there, they're 2-4. So this is a game that you would say that Ball So Hard really needs in order to try to get that playoff push. They still not eliminated for the playoffs. So we saw last season where the things happen. So they definitely have an opportunity. Evo tends to show that they can sit ahead of the line. They can get that wild card to get in the playoffs.
And this is where they have to show that they are just as good as all the teams that's in their division. They have the opportunity now to start winning all their games and actually take the division over. Let's see if that happens.
So we're going to jump into the game with Ball So Hard getting the ball first. Unfortunately, they get stopped. Once again, their problem all season, haven't been able to show a consistent offense. Evo gets the ball back with a new quarterback. They don't go with Slick. They don't go with Junie. They're going with Willie this week. And Willie doesn't start out the game good, throwing an interception here to Julian. Julian stepped up his game in the last few weeks. I guess he heard what we said. And he's showing that he can be a leader of this team. And he showed what he can do here.
I mean, of course, everything that he does matters at this point. So I feel like he's stepping up right now. And that's why he was able to make that interception on that play.
Loco gets an interception on Crazy to give the ball right back to Evo. Loco's been having a good season and playing that middle linebacker position great. Crazy has not showed anything from last season. He's not able to consistently find his receivers. He's not able to make plays that we used to him making, and he gives the ball right back to Evo. Willie's going to get another opportunity. He's going to jump on the field and throw a touchdown pass to Eric to put them up 6-zip. Willie's now more comfortable. Now that Evo got him the ball back, great touchdown pass by Willie.
And he's gotten into one of their offensive horses, Eric, who's been doing it all season. I feel like he's going to be a target that gets Willie comfortable, that gets him moving the ball properly. And if they get in sync, this is trouble for Ball So Hard.
Crazy gets the ball back for Ball So Hard on their offense, and he throws another interception, this time to Willie. Crazy's second interception of the day. Can't make these throws if you're Crazy. You're already not having a great year. You're trying to get this team into the playoffs. You're trying to show why they came out and signed you, and you're not really showing anything. Another interception, double turnover by Ball So Hard.
I mean, I guess it's just that he just doesn't fit well into this team's scheme. Or lack thereof. I don't know what it is. At this point, it's crucial that they get it together. These couple games left over, because they're not going to go anywhere if this keeps up.
We're going to go into halftime. There's not really much of an offensive game. 6-0, Evo with the lead. Both teams not able to score. Let's see if they turn around in the second half. Second half, Willie gets the ball for Evo. He throws a pass Loco, and it's almost intercepted by Ali. Evo will have to punt. Great defense here by Ball So Hard to be there for the play. Crazy gets the ball back on offense. Another possession. He throws a high pass to Pedro. Pedro's able to tip the ball to himself for a nice catch. Great play by Pedro. Once again, the receivers having to help Crazy out. Crazy not really making great goals. This one, Pedro bails him out.
I mean, that was a hard catch that he made. I mean, that was, crucial to move the ball towards the first down to get him down the field. I feel like if he drops this, that would have been the end of the drive right there.
Crazy gets the ball back next down, and he gets sacked by Evo's nickel. I'm hopefully Nicky. I hope I'm saying it right. Big sack by him, able to stop Crazy on this drive. Also, all have to punt. Great stop by Evo's defense. Next series, Evo gets the ball, and Eric drops a big touchdown pass in the end zone, but Julian was there with a nice defensive play. Big drop by this player or big play by Julian? What would you say?
I think it was both. I mean, I feel regardless of what defender's there, if the ball is in your hands, you're supposed to pull it back to yourself and make that catch. So there's no real excuses out there. You already know the deal. You already know what you're out there for, and you got to make that catch. Julian being there, I think that was a good way to actually help break up that play, because if you give him that space, he probably would have made that catch.
Next play, very next play, Loco drops a touchdown pass. Loco's not really known for his offensive abilities, shows why he needs to stay on defense. Big drop, not only the drop, he turns over the ball because that was on 4th down. Bad drop by Loco, gives the ball back to eat. Ball so hard down 6-0, so they still have an opportunity to get back in this game. Crazy throws a deep pass to Julian, but Julian is called out of bounds. Is that the receiver's fault or the quarterback's fault? I say the receiver should always know where he's out on the field. Can't put that on Crazy on this one. Gotta say that's Julian's fault.
I mean, I can't only say it's Julian's fault. I feel like there was too much air under that ball in the first place when Crazy do it, because the wind was able to carry it out of bounds, and that's why Julian was there to make the pass, the catch, but it was out of bounds. I felt there was too much air under the ball. The wind was able to carry it out of bounds. That wasn't a bad decision for a throw. You just got to put more oomph into that pass.
Well, because they wasn't able to capitalize on that series, they would have to get stopped and give the ball right back to Evo. Remember, Evo's up 6-0. When he gets blitzed, he rolled out, and his pass is blocked by the give up. Great play by this ball so hard defense. Evo's gonna have to punt. Way to stop them. Once again, the defense will ball so hard, trying to get the offense back the ball. They're able to do it right here.
I mean, they've been playing well throughout the game. Evo hasn't been able to move the ball properly, and Ball so hard was able to capitalize on their defense and stopping them. But unfortunately, the offense is not helping them they're not putting points on the board.
Ball so hard gets the ball back. Eric blitzes Crazy. Crazy takes off for the nice one on the side. Great run by Crazy. This is what he should be doing. He's mobile. If he can't make the throw, he can run. He hasn't really ran this season. Runs here for a nice game.
I mean, that's something that they need more of, because without that, they wouldn't have moved the ball that drive. So that's something that gets your drive going, that gets you closer to the end zone. Anything is needed at this point.
Once again, same mistakes Ball so hard been making. Crazy, you think Crazy gets into rhythm, and then something happens. He throws a pass to Julian. The pass is taken by Mike for the interception. Julian got to get that ball. Once again, we see the offense not helping Crazy out. Don't get me wrong, Crazy has not had a great season, but your receivers got to help you, and Julian lets Mike from Evo take this ball for an interception.
But this is me again stating that when you throw a pass, you gotta put some oomph in it, you gotta put some zip in that pass. Because if you hang it or give the ball too much air underneath, it gives defense a chance to make a play, and that's exactly what happened there. So I feel like the offense entirely hasn't been looking good at all.
Evo gets the ball back, 4 rush, really showing he can be mobile. Nice run for the big game. Great show by Willie to show that he can be mobile as well as he can kill you with his arm. But he shows you here he can beat you with his feet too. This next play, Willie throws a pass in the end zone and it's dropped. Turnover again. Willie makes a good throw. Receiver has to catch that ball. That's a turnover.
I mean, at this point, you see that they're not the same offense as you've been seeing a couple weeks ago. They're not as consistent today. They've been dropping passes. I don't know what it is. It's the weather. I don't know, but they're off today.
Crazy gets the ball back. This is his final possession to try to get this team a win. They're only down 6-0. Crazy throws the ball deep, looking for the first down. It's intercepted by Mike. Mike's second interception of the day. That's going to end the game 6-0 Evo. Bad throw by Crazy. Ends the game in a pick. Right now, Evo Ball so hard falls to 2-5. Bad play by Crazy. Had an opportunity to have a game-winning drive, couldn't do it.
And I feel like that sums up the Bolsa Hard's problems on this year. Their offense hasn't been doing well at all. They haven't been able to move the ball. They've been struggling. There was certain passes that's dropped throughout the season by certain guys. Crazy not making the right decisions. I feel like the whole offense is just out of sync at this point. I don't know if there's any recovery at this point. Who knows? Maybe they could surprise me, but it's looking downhill right now.
And Evo gets another win. Right now they're 4-3. You know, big win for them. They needed this win, and I believe they're in third place in their division right now. They're up there for the last wild card spot. And you can only say the main cog on this defense is Loco. Loco's been playing. He plays. He rushes the pass up. You know, he's able to play drop back into coverage and get interceptions here. There are not many interceptions, but he's able to make impact with his physical play. And I think he leads his team. Loco has experience, and these are the things he has to do to help lead his team in the playoffs. I think Evo got to figure out who's their quarterback. Is it Slick? Is it Junie? Or is it Willie? They need to find out who's their quarterback, because when you have two quarterbacks, you really have none. And this team has three quarterbacks. So how many does that give you?
I mean, at the end of the day, I look at it, and just to end it right here, I feel like Slick was the most successful quarterback throughout the season. I feel like if he moves forward, he can be an all-star if he keeps playing the way he has. He just hasn't been there consistently. The thing about it is, this is not a win that you want to be you want to look at and say, you know what, this is how we should play. Because if there's any other team playing the way that they played, they would have lost this game. You know, so they got to look at this. They can't let this happen again. They got to make sure they look better moving forward.
We're going to have to just see what happened. Big win by Evo. Bolsa Hard is in trouble right now. Next game up, we have Carver versus Black Stallions. We already said about Black Stallions' problems within a few weeks. This team was a wild card last year. They got a coach. Went out and got a player like Javon. Definitely great player. We're expecting them to step to the next level, and they stepped to the next level backwards. They're 0-6. Quarterbacking issues. It don't seem like Coach Al really took this team to the next level as he joined them this season. And he'll be on the hot seat if I was the GM. And on the other hand, you got Carver. They came into another league where they're not dominating, because you have teams with the opportunity to beat them, but they're winning. That's all you need to do. They come in 6-0. Everybody's looking to give Carver their first loss. And this week they come with no Chuck. They come in with no Bishop. They come in with they have no Chuck, no Bishop, no Danny. These are your big play players, and they don't have them today. And Coach Pams had to play in order to give them enough people to play the game.
I mean, I felt like I don't know what the reason is, but if you look at the opponents, maybe they didn't take them seriously, and their main guys didn't show up to play. I don't know what it is, but the point is they're not here.
We're gonna have to just see if this will get Carver the first law, because they didn't have enough players. We're gonna jump in it. Victor with a nice pass to Javon. This is what they should have been doing all season. Get Javon the ball. He can jump out of the gym. He makes plays. Get this guy the ball. But they can't seem to do it. But they get him the ball here.
I mean, but if you don't have a quarterback that's accurate enough to find him everywhere he's at on the field, it's not easy. And plus, if he's your only receiver, you know they're gonna lock him up. So that's not something that's easier said than done.
Victor on the next play gets sacked by Chris. Right when they start moving forward, they end up moving backwards. They get sacked by Chris here. Next play, that's gonna stop Black Stallions. It's gonna give the ball to Carver, and Jay's the quarterback. We saw them have West throw. We saw them have they move to Jay whenever Chuck is not here. And we didn't have the picture of it because it happened so quick, but Jay hands the ball to Boba to give him an interception and turn the ball over. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks do it, and now Jay's another statistic giving him the ball to Boba on an interception. But Black Stallions get the ball back, and they get blitzed here. And if you can see the blitzer, who's that look like?
That's actually Coach Pams.
That's Coach Pams!
Yes. I mean, he came in, like you said, they were short on guys, whatever. He came in to actually...
That's Coach Pams!
Yes, he came in to help their team, and he was able to come in on a blitz.
That's Coach Pams!
Not a bad blitz, you know, they were still able to get the pass off, but...
I don't think Bill Belichick can run like that. So you got to give Pams some props. Help this team out. Wanted to win. All Pams want to do is win. That's what he's here for. And that's Coach Pams. Crazy play. That's going to end up, the pressure's going to end up causing Black Stallions to not be able to move the ball. They're going to end up turning over the ball, giving the ball back to Carver. Jay gets in a little rhythm and he throws a pass to Coach Pams. What's going on? He's a coach. Yeah, guys, he's a coach. And he makes a nice catch here. Great throw by Coach Pams. Great catch by Coach Pams. Very next play, Jay's able to find James in the end zone for the touchdown. I put Carver up 6-0. You got to give the assist to Pams with the pressure on one play, with the catch in the next play to give. Then the following play, James makes the catch, gives him a 6-0 lead. Black Science get the ball back. Victor with a nice throw to Javon, but Javon gets called for a flag for push-off. I don't think he needs a push-off. You should be athletic, make the play.
Yeah, but I guess he looked like he wasn't in the position to catch the ball. I don't know if the ball was thrown in a way that he could just jump up and get it, so he had to make space for himself. So it looks like he had to push off on that one. So was it a good throw? Was it his fault? Who knows? The point is it didn't work out for him.
That's going to cause the Stallions because they're not going to be able to move the ball. They're going to end up having to punt. They punt the ball back to Carver. Right now, Carver's only up 6-0. After a few plays, Jay's able to find Brandon for the touchdown to put Carver up 14-0. Great play by Jay to find Brandon in the end zone, and that's what you got to do. You're trying to win games. It don't matter how pretty it is, how ugly it is. You're just trying to win, and that's what they did. Great throw by Jay to Brandon right here.
I mean, as long as it's effective and it's moving the ball and you're putting points on the board, there's nothing to complain about. You're winning the game.
Victor goes downfield in their next possession. The ball is tipped by Joe. Great tip by Joe. Brandon's there for the interception. Similar to what we saw with Seattle's game when Sherman, what's his name? The cornerback, the Shermanator.
Yeah.
The Shermanator from Seattle is able to make the tip, and his player gets the pick off. Same thing right here. Good defense by Carver to smother the receiver and not give him nothing. That's gonna take the game into half. Carver's up 14-zip going into the second half. Here, Jay throws an intro to Vic, not Victor. He throws an interception to Vic. Great pick off by Vic. Vic been doing it this season. Playing quietly, but making plays, gives the ball back to Black Science. Hopefully they can move it. Great play by Vic on the interception.
I mean, that's one of the standout plays that they had this game that actually meant something. You know, besides Javon. I mean, this is something that they could have used all season. Unfortunately, they're inconsistent with it. You know, he does it every now and then. Makes a decent play on defense, but it hasn't been enough to get them any wins.
Victor gets the ball back because of Vic just got the interception, and he ends up throwing the ball right back to Carver. Brandon with the pick. Brandon second of the day. Great interception by Brandon. Bad throw by Victor. Carver gonna drive this series, but they're not able to score, and they turn the ball over to give the Black Stallions back the ball. Remember, they're only down 14-0. Vic gets sacked. Victor's just not making any plays. He's getting pressured, and this Black Stallions offense looked lost. Coach Al wasn't there. Maybe that was the reasoning, but they didn't look good at all today. Big sack here.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is what they've been looking like all season. They've been inconsistent. They haven't been hashing out any proper plays to make anything happen. It's just not working out. It's just nothing's happening right now.
Stein's gonna end up turning off the ball, and that drive, Jay gets the ball back for Carver. He throws to James, cable guy, and this is just short of the end zone. Carver's gonna end up getting stopped on this drive. Great stop by Black Steins to give the ball back to the offense. Great defense by Steins. There's not enough you can say. They tried their best. They're trying to stop one of the best offenses in the league. Even without Chuck, this team is experienced to score, and the Black Sounds are trying to hold them together.
I mean, it looks like that. It looks like Carver Mob isn't necessarily taking this team seriously, but it may come back to bite them. So it's good that they're still trying to play hard and actually making plays, and they're giving their offense ample time to put points on the board.
James blitzes next series as Black Sounds get the ball. James/Cable Guy makes the blitz here, and he gets the sack on Victor, which causes them to get a safety. Victor just is not looking like the quarterback for this team. He's not making plays. He's not really doing nothing. Doesn't know where the pressure's coming from, and he's just not doing anything. That's going to give Carver the 16-0 lead because of the safety.
I mean, at this point, you already see nothing's happening, and it's more of that. Victor has nowhere to go. He doesn't see any receivers out there. They put pressure on him on the blitz, and they get sacked. That's just their story, their offense.
By this time, Pam's let Boo Boo come in. Boo Boo starts joking around, playing around. By this time, Carver already know they got the game won. He's sacked by Cos, but by that time, it's already over. Carver gets the win, 16-0, to put them up 7-0 and drop the Black Stallions 0-7. Carver's winning. People may not like them. People may not agree with them, but they win games. They come out and they win. They still winning.
And then we have people saying that, it was a lot of easy teams that they played. There was no competition. But a lot of games, they won close games. They played Evo. They played NV.
We're going to give you the schedule.
Yes.
They play Evo. Evo's a top team. They up there. They play MV. MV's a top team. They're up there. They play Geddes. Geddes are a top team. They're up there. So you can't sit down and say they didn't beat teams. Those are 3 top teams, 2 of them in their division, and they beat them. What can you say about it? They beat replacements came to play that game, and Carver still wins. So how can you take their wins away? How can you say they had easy games? They beating who was in front of them. They got a few more tough games with Valley Boys, Browns, KDW. But how can you get mad for them beating who was in front of them? You can't get mad at them. They're winning games, and these other teams just got to step it up. How can you get mad?
And that's the whole point. That's like you said, and the end of your sentence. They're winning games.
They're not blowing people out.
No.
They had maybe 2
blowouts. The point
blowouts,
is,
but
the
they
W
won.
is still a W. At the end of the day, there's no such thing, in my opinion, as an ugly W, like a W that's not worth it. And a W is a W, goes in your standings. You win your games, they're undefeated. That's all you have to say. That's it.
Listen, and they do a lot with Chuck and defense. That's what they do. Chuck and defense. That's just the label of this team. Black Stallions, on the other hand, they're going backwards. Javon is the only thing they got to talk about. Mike has not had a good season. Javon is the main player. Javon is an all-star. Javon needs help. Or another team needs to scoop this dude up because he's very good. So a lot of other teams need to watch this guy, get his number, pick him up for your team next year because this guy is a playmaker.
And he came out of nowhere. So I feel like a lot of people should be paying attention to him because he's one guy that really makes plays on his team. And I feel like either you watch out for him or recruit him. Who knows? He's there.
Carver's 7-0. Teams are still trying to get that win against them. Black Stallions are 0-7, still trying to get their first win. We're going to have to see what's going to happen with 3 games left in the season. Next game is IOD and Generals. IOD coming off of a bye win to LPAT to come in at 5-1. Generals coming in off of a loss to the Browns at 3-3. This game, Slasher would not throw. He will come late, but they don't have him throwing. We're going to see if that's going to impact IOD's game plan. And the Generals, they just been up and down. They fight against every team. They play against every team, but they just haven't been consistent. So, but they got 3 wins. So what can you say? They're winning games, but they're just not being consistent to say they're a top-tier team. We're just going to have to see what happens. We're going to start off with IOD getting the ball. Joe throws a nice pass to number 80, but he's dropped it and it's picked off by Julio. Great interception by Julio. He's been playing his heart out all year, and he makes another big play here. Great play by Julio. Then, Carl, who's the quarterback of the Generals, going to do what we see a lot of quarterbacks do this year. They give the ball right back to the opposing team with a bad throw here for an interception by number 2 for IOD. Bad throw. Why would you give the ball right back when your defense just got you the ball?
I mean, I don't know what he saw. He actually thought he could take a shot and get away with it, and he had to pay for it with that interception.
Joe's going to throw a nice pass hit at number 13 for the first down. Nice catch by number 13. 2 plays later, able to find Johnny for the touchdown to put IOD up 6-0. Great catch by Johnny. Carl gets the ball back on offense, throws a nice pass to number 42. But then on the next play, throws a pass to number 16. He drops a touchdown. We've seen a lot of receivers not help their quarterback, and here's another excuse, another reason for your team to lose when your receivers can't make plays for you.
I mean, these are something that there's no excuse about. I always say it all the time. This is a pass that you're supposed to catch because this changes the momentum of the game. These are points that you're losing by not catching these passes. There's nothing else to say about that. You got to make that catch.
Once again, when we see these receivers drive the passes, the quarterbacks try to make an extra play, which Carl did here. He gets picked off by Gil. Bad throw by Carl. Can't make these mistakes. Killing his team. IOD gets the ball back, and Joe throws an interception right back to the Generals. I think it's Flea with the interception. Joe is not as good as Slasher to me, in my opinion. Slasher's the better quarterback on the team. He gives his team a better opportunity to win, but I guess because he came late, they're trying to prove a point similar to what MV did with Fred, and they don't put him in the game, and this is a bad throw here by Joe to get the interception.
I mean, I feel at the end of the day, it's always your best option should always be in, regardless of the issue. I mean, points can be made, but at the end of the day, you want to win games. and you don't want to give the other team the opportunity to come back and take a win from you because you're trying to make a point. So I feel like, you know, however you got to do it, you got to make sure that your best foot is forward, your best players are on the field, and right now it doesn't look like it because Joe is obviously throwing interceptions out there.
Next play, now that Generals got the ball back, Carl has another opportunity. He throws a deep pass to number 17, but number 2 already with an interception with a nice hit to break up the play. Nice hit. People say we don't get physical. There you go right there for y'all guys saying if we get physical in this league.
And that's exactly how you gotta be. You gotta be physical on these plays because these guys will make a difference if you leave that alone and they catch that pass. That's a different play right there. So that's a great hit. That's a good way to make contact, cause the incomplete pass.
Number 16, once again, Carl makes a throw, and we see number 16 drop a nice pass downfield from Carl. We seen him drop a touchdown earlier, and now we see him drop a nice pass. You can't win games if your receivers can't make plays. Carl makes some throws, the receivers don't help him, and because of that drop, Generals have to punt the ball. He makes a catch, we don't know what happened. Bad play by 16 with that drop.
I believe that was Mikey. He's also the ball giver, so I feel like you're there to make plays for your team. These are unexcused drops. You cannot afford to make drops like that, especially when you're trying to win a game against a team like IOD.
Joe gets the ball back for this IOD offense and he throws an interception to Chris. So we're going to say Chris makes a play. He drops the ball, but then he makes a play with this great interception here. Great play by Chris to give Generals the ball back.
I mean, Chris has been one of their main difference makers on their team. I feel like he's been playing hard. He's been making certain plays when they need him to make a play. But I feel like, is it enough? Who knows? Because all it looks like is that the ball is thrown back and forth between the teams.
Generals go into the half. They're not able to score, so they're going to go into the half 6-0. You are down 6-0 to a 5-1 team. You can feel nothing but good going into half. You say one score and extra point, we're up. You got to feel good because this team is stacked and you got them 6-0 going into the half. Second half, Carl throws a deep pass to number 42, and it's broken up here by Gil. Gil already had an interception. Here he makes a nice breakup. Great play by Gil to make a play to break up the pass.
I mean, that's exactly what he's there for, to make plays like that. He's made it for NV when they were NVR still for their championship run, and he's doing it right here.
Joe gets the ball here as he gets the ball back because Generals can't score. Joe gets sacked by number 16. Great defense. Number 16 had dropped a few plays, so he makes it up here on defense. Great sack. Causes IOD to get stopped and get the ball back for the Generals. But we see this thing consistently. And Carl gets the ball back and he throws an interception to number 5. Bad throw by Carl. Every time his defense gives him the ball, it seems like he shoots himself in the foot and gives it right back. It's like he's playing to lose. You can't make these mistakes, especially against a 5-1 team.
I mean, these are mistakes at this point that are just piling up. They're not scoring. They're actually giving stats to the other team at this point. They're not moving the ball properly. They're not getting upfield to make any opportunities to score. I feel like at this point, what else can you say? They're not doing well on offense right now.
Joe gets the ball back on offense, and because I guess he's been throwing a lot of interceptions and not making that many plays, he pitches here to Slasher, but Slasher gets stopped by number 3 as the Generals are waiting for him. So they're daring Joe to make throws because they try to run the game with the pitch, and they get stopped right here. IOD would get stopped on a play, but there was no give a present, and the Generals get a flag, and then the giver gets a flag for cursing. You can't give up plays like this. You're in the game, you're down 6-0, and stupid plays like this is going to get IOD more yards downfield after you just made a big stop.
And because they haven't been playing that well, they haven't been moving the ball, all you're doing is you're giving them momentum and good field position to put points on the board. You're down by 6 points. Don't give them the opportunity to start scoring. Not now.
And what they say, mistakes lead to headaches. Like Joe able to throw a touchdown pass on that same drive. Next play, next 2 plays, to number 88, Johnny's second touchdown of the day to put them up 14-0. Like I said, mistakes lead to headaches. And because of that cursing flag, because of no ball giver flag, they gave them the ball with more yardage and they end up scoring. Generals get the ball back. Carl, who hasn't looked good all day, ends up getting stopped, gives IOD the ball back. Generals are not able to make the play. Joe will get the ball back for IOD to throw his third touchdown pass of the game to end the game, give ILD the win, 20-0. Generals go to 3-4. ILD goes to 6-1. Great win by ILD, but the Generals gotta feel bad because this is a game that they could have won. They had the momentum, but because they didn't make plays, ILD capitalized and gets the win.
And it's all offense at this point because ILD was not playing good on their end on offense. I feel like their offense was not putting the points, and they were giving their opponents ample time to start their drive, just get into the flow and start making points. You don't have their best quarterback out there. They're not putting points up on the board. They only scored 6. This is your opportunity to take the game over. And obviously they didn't do that, and maybe that shows why they haven't been so consistent, and that's probably why they have a 3-4 record right now.
Big mistakes by General. Haven't played well this game. Could have had a sneak win. They end up losing to go to 3-4. ILD goes to 6-1 leading into next week. Next game up, we're going to have Geddes versus Raw. Geddes are coming off of a big win last week. Raw is coming off of a loss to House Gang. Geddes are playing well. I'm going to tell you right now, Geddes is coming off of a win in the Black Stallions. They've been playing well. The only team that has beaten them this year is Carver. A lot of people say this is the team that can stop Carver. So, and they're in the same division, which means they will have to meet in the second round if Geddes get the wild card. Ronis on the other side, they've been playing up and down. They have Eddie throwing. They have Casey as a backup. I think Casey is a better quarterback than Eddie at this point in Eddie's career. Casey's more mobile. Casey's more calm. And he's exactly what this team needs. And they finally get a big lift. They finally get a healthy Swiss. Swiss plays with the real other underrated. And they finally got Swiss healthy. Swiss was there the first 2 weeks. He played on special team just to qualify, but got off the field. So they finally got him healthy. He will impact this game, not really statistically, but just his presence on the field until he gets 100%, until he learns his rules, can take this team to the next level. Especially if they decide to let Casey throw. Casey's the better quarterback. That's what I think.
I mean, you hit it on the nail right there because I look at the numbers and Casey has been more consistent. You know, when it comes to moving the ball, not actually turning the ball over as much. So I feel like just by the numbers, Casey looks like the better quarterback. You know, I can't necessarily look at it because any given Saturday, I think different things can happen. But as of right now, I would look at Casey as well.
Well, we're gonna jump right into the game. Martinez also for the Geddes have been playing well, but we've seen them emerge other quarterbacks. So I think that's gonna hurt Martinez for quarterback of the year, because of the fact that Geddes can go to the bullpen and get other quarterbacks. So I think that kind of hurts you when your team can go and get another quarterback to throw, and the numbers are similar. So we're going to see what happens. Martinez is going to get the ball. Finally, we're going to get in the game. Martinez gets the ball, and the pass is tipped and it's incomplete to turn over the ball to give Ronis the ball back. Ronis is going to get stopped to give Geddes the ball back. There's not a lot of offense in the game, so be patient. I'm going to go back and forth real quick. Geddes is going to get stopped to give the ball back to Ronis. So now, Casey comes in. They bench Eddie. Eddie's not able to move the ball. And the coach Jimmy figures it's time to make plays. It's time to turn it around, give Casey the keys to the car, and let him drive. This team still has an opportunity to get into the playoffs. This team has a quarterback on the side. This team has Swiss healthy. You got to make plays. So they're going to let Casey drive the car. And Casey comes right in with a nice pass. Great throw by Casey. This is what they need in order to make it to the playoffs.
I mean, this is the momentum that they need. A quarterback that can actually move the ball as soon as he touches it. And I feel like Casey, you know, he gives out a certain confidence that he knows that he can move the ball. You know, that he's sure of where his receivers are. He makes good throws. There's nothing to argue about that.
Then we're going to have, right after that, we're going to have Casey throw a nice touchdown pass to Slick to give them the 6-0 lead. And if you look at this next play, Swiss makes his debut of making the catch here to put Ronis up 8-0 going into the half. Great play by Slick. Great play by Slick for the touchdown. Great play by from Swiss for the extra point. Puts them up, and they show why Casey should start and why they need Swiss in this offense.
I feel like that's a big pickup for them. That's a big addition to their offense. You know, it gets them, you know, moving forward. It gets them, you know, with an extra weapon on their team. This is something that they probably needed when they played house gang. So I feel like with him on the field, maybe they can do more damage.
Second half, pretty much the same. Casey makes a nice run. And we said that before. Casey can run. He's not only a thrower, he's a runner. So he's a mobile quarterback that teams have to watch. And I think he runs a little better than Eddie too. Eddie has been playing for a long time. You know, he's not the same guy that won championships for Creston and these other teams. So now you got to pass the keys to the next guy. And right now it's Casey with a nice run here. And if you look on these next 3 consecutive plays, Casey's moving the ball very well. He's confident, he's relaxed, and he's making plays as we see him do right here. Great throwing by Casey.
I mean, this is the difference maker right there. He's able to move the ball. He's making his passes to his receivers, and they're getting opportunities to put points up on the board. That's all you ask of a quarterback, and this is what he's doing right now.
Casey's going to use this drive to give him a bigger lead. He's going to throw a touchdown pass to Will to put them up 14-0. Great throw by Casey. Definitely means business. Definitely shows why he should be the starter. The starter quarterback on the team. The guy has experience. He knows how to do it. He keeps the offense together. And now you add Swiss as another weapon for him. He definitely can put the points up. And you see he does it right here.
And one thing that's very absent is the defense of the Getters right now. They're actually not necessarily playing well. They're not necessarily able to make any plays, to make any stops for this team.
They look flat.
Yes,
look flat.
They really do. And
complaining to the refs, arguing about plays. They look completely flat.
They're not the same team.
Really surprised by Hollywood. Definitely a top player in this league. And team was just out of sync. You know, you're already on a mission. You're already trying to make plays. You already know at certain times things ain't going to work. It just looked like they was too busy worrying about the refs, worrying about the trash talk. They didn't play their game, and it showed here today.
I mean, this is not the same team that gave Carver a battle. I'm certainly not, and I feel like they need to get back to that level. They need to get back to that level. They need to get back to that playing style. Don't worry about the trash talk. Just do their job, and they'll be more efficient.
Martinez is going to get sacked here by Eddie. We don't see Eddie throwing, but we see Eddie playing defense. He knows when to blitz. He's a smart guy. He's been seen a lot. Great blitz here. And then Martinez gets benched for Marcus. That's big. You bench your starting quarterback when you're only down 14-0. That says, is it a confidence thing? Maybe he's just not playing well. Hollywood decided to bench him. Regardless of what it is, he benches him and goes to the next guy. But then we see Hollywood drop a deep pass. But I think it was a pass interference call on this play. I'm not sure. But all I know is these are catches we see Hollywood make. He won't make it here.
Yeah, he didn't make it. Yes, there was a flag on that play. It was a pass interference call. The defender was not looking back at the ball when he went to make that play. So it was called pass interference. He did make contact. So they do get the yardage, even though Hollywood didn't make the catch. That was a hard catch to make, especially with that flag thrown.
2 plays later, we're going to see Marcus make a nice run for the touchdown and put his team back into the game 14-8. Great run by Marcus. He took over the reign, didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he knew to go downfield to Hollywood to get the pass interference. Next 2 plays, he runs it in for the touchdown 14-8.
They change quarters and nickels and add up to dollars. I think points are points at the end of the day, and they add up too. It'll work the same. I feel the 6 points, whether running the ball in or passing the ball, it doesn't matter. It's points on the board.
Ronis is not going to be able to score the next series. They're going to end up punting to give back the ball to them. Getters down 14-8. But then Marcus is sacked by number 1. Great sack by this defense. They know that they have to make plays. They know that they can't let Getters get in the end zone, and they make a play here. Great play. Marcus gets sacked.
I mean, this shows that they actually do have inconsistencies with their offense. Their quarterbacks are not necessarily moving the ball out of Martinez or Marcus. He was able to run it in for a touchdown, but that doesn't mean anything if you're not able to throw the ball. You know, they're eventually going to keep you from running the ball. So obviously, things aren't really working the way they're supposed to.
Marcus, the next play is going to end up throwing an interception. After that bad sack, he makes a bad throw here. Gets intercepted by Goldo to give the Rawness the win. 14-8. This is a big win for Rawness. They go to 4-3. They beat a number 2 team in the league. And they just show that they can make plays. They just show that they can compete, and they get a big win here. Bad loss by Getters. Getters was trying to catch Carver for first place, and this loss is going to hurt them. Getters is going to fall to 5-2, while Rawness goes up to 4-3.
I mean, this is big for Rawness because That was a hard loss that they had with House Gang, a game that they could have actually won.
A division loss.
Yes. So I feel like this helps them make up for that loss a little bit more. And I feel like with Geddes, this is a loss that you shouldn't have.
Especially depending on how Reckless does against House Gang.
Yes, so I feel
that's
it's
a big
important.
win.
But Geddes, this is a loss that they can't afford to make. They can't afford this right now. If you're trying to battle Carver for that #1 spot, this puts them back to 2 losses that they don't have, and Carver's undefeated. So I don't know if they're gonna catch them at this point.
So I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens next week. Great game by Rollins. Casey hats off. Great playing by Casey. Got to give it to him. We're gonna have to see what happens if they can keep this winning streak going. Great win by Rollins. Bad loss by them guys.